Experiment 626. Give us some sign you understand any of this. Show us that there is something inside you that is good. Oh, naughty!
Alright, this should be the only time I should ever have to do post-com, because it was towards like pretty much the end of the game where I was being called to go have breakfast after this, because I don't know what it is with, you know, my YouTube short. Like, I don't know what it is with PWC and PDL with trying to play early in the morning, but I tried to work it out and things like that. He brought Lando, and then everything else I was just like, he brought everything else. Because I was like, no Amoongus, like, no Miss Magius, no Slowbro, no Tox. Like, I prepped for all these different things, and the only thing that came was Lando, right? Glaceon, I had to keep in mind, it was like Terra, in addition to Terra Ice, it's also Terra Poison and Ghost. But because I was just so thrown off, I was just like, you know what? Let me just stick to my natural plan and get rocks up, right? Because again, Lando cannot defog, so like, what's stopping me from getting rocks up, right? As long as, even if he does lead Lando, I can just go out into Flamigo and freaking as it U-turns out, right? That was the logic behind, you know, the first turn, which you're going to see here very soon. Like, the first turn, what, like, literally dictated the whole battle. I swear. Like, look at this, look at this, okay? Lando comes out, right? Fine, whatever. Totally okay with this. Like, I have my out. I go to Flamigo because, like, again, it's not needed because Amoongus doesn't show up. And also, there's a Hatterene in the back, so he shouldn't put up rocks here, right? My understanding is, okay, you just U-turn here, no big deal. That's why I go to freaking Flamigo. But look at this. He puts up rocks when I had a whole hat in the back. That play to me was just like, okay, well, it's gonna be one of those days. And like, from this point on, I was just having to play on my back foot. Yeah, I really was. Like, I was literally so shocked as to, you know, that play and everything. Like, I had to force myself to just play what was in front of me the whole entire game. Like, I couldn't, you know, predict properly and things like that. I get the Brave Bird recoil right here. Now he U-turns, right? Because, you know, that's, you know, let's just, you know, we're normal people are supposed to U-turn out and then get up rocks. But this dude just did the complete 180 opposite. And I just was just, it was just, yeah. You could call it clawful. Sure, why not? Here, I'm obviously locked into Brave Bird here, so I just go into to Dawn. I go into Dawn here, right? Please tell me I go to Dawn here on a rock move. I sure hope so. Yes, I go into Dawn. Thank you, in-game Eli. You actually have some brain cells. Knocks off my lefties, which is fine. Like, it's not a rest talk set anyway. I could fire off, like here I checked to see what's the more spammable move, Liquidation or Earthquake. I decided that it was going to be Liquidation. His Liquidation switch-in was Goodra at the time, which Goodras are usually Spadef in nature. I thought about doubling back into Claude just to get rocks up on the other side. Double check my work here. I was really debating this or that. I went with EQ because I knew that Lando wasn't going to come in on a Liquidation anyway. Yep, here comes the Goodra. I just EQ. The other thing about, you know, liquidating was, you know, what if it was gooey? That was the other thing I had to, you know, think about. Here I just go hat. It's unfortunate that I can't go, it's unfortunate I should have went to hat turn 1, but this is why I kept hat around, because it's AV. Thinking Goodra would use special attacks, but it power whipped me. So this is a physical Goodra, it seems. I'm gonna drain as much health as I can back from this thing. If it is gooey, it's whatever. But again, hat is super slow, so it really doesn't matter. I just drain and kiss because like he could potentially, you know, freaking power whip again, or P-jab, or not P-jab, or sludge bomb and things like that. But here comes the withdraw into, yeah, into the hound, right? So I get 25% back. I get some health back, yeah. And here, because I know that he's not gonna go Lando, I just wanted to drain to make sure he doesn't go to the Lando, because now I can just nuzzle here. I nuzzle here. This, I believe, wishes. Yes, it does wish. And, you know, paralyzing this is nice. There's really no such thing as clerics in this generation. So spreading a status is completely fine with me. It's allowing me to come back in this game a little bit, I would say. But now I should double back into Claude. Do I double back into Claude? I should go back to Claude here, because I feel like, my logic watching this back was, no wait, why would I double to Bisharp? Oh, I guess because of the fairy move. Yeah, I wanted to, you know, make progression, because if I just go back to Claude, it would be, you know, it would get boring, right? So I had to make the aggressive thing here. I was probably predicting Lando, but he baton passes. So now it's, yeah, this is the part where he baton passes to Lucario, and my Lucario switch-ins weren't too hot. So this is the part. So atop of the turn 1 that was bad, these next 2 turns are just down terrible. Like these next 2 turns were down terrible. So like I couldn't go to Dawn because again my lefties were knocked off and I can't rest up with this set. So I had to go to Claude. But he predicts that not only once but also twice. So the first prediction here was EQ. So the Lucario EQs, I live it, but again, Claude is super slow. Like it's going to get cooked on the next EQ. So I thought that I could, you know, get away scot-free and go to Flamigo, right? But he also had coverage to hit Claude with his next move, Ice Punch. See? Yeah. From this point on, I think I lost the battle, to be quite honest. Like, you guys can watch the rest of this stuff. It doesn't really matter. But the Flamigo sack allowed me to go back into Donzozo here. Now he knows that I have EQ, so now I just liquidate. Hopefully catching Lando and chipping that down a little bit, because we need Lando chip for what's it called? We need Lando chip for Thundy to win. Here comes Glaceon. The liquidation on this Glaceon, it was a crit and it only did 3/8. So that meant that this is like a bulky Glaceon. Now unfortunately, like a freeze dry is coming. But this is where like I go Bisharp. We should see the freeze dry here. Like it does not really have any coverage to touch Bisharp because again his non-terra types are poison and ghost. But this is also wish. So double wish pass is super annoying. Here I had to make the play and swords dance. Here, did I not swords dance here? Why am I hovering over Night Slash? You swords dance here. You don't think about this. Come on, Eli. Wait. Oh my gosh. Eli needs to play more games in the afternoon, clearly, because this ain't even worth a circus admission, bro. This is like, oh my goodness. It is definitely not a parade in this city, that's for sure. Oh, good lord. So from full, again, I did not have switch-ins because Dondozo had his lefties knocked off. So I had to go ahead and sucker for some chip. And not having Scarf Flamigo really sucked. I should have let Claude go and have Flamigo and keep Flamigo around to revenge this thing, because my goodness, this is terrible. This is terrible. Literally in a world of pain right now. I had to sucker here. It was just I was just delaying the inevitable, honestly, with all this thinking. I did half at +2, which was kind of interesting. That was super interesting. But down goes Lucario. No, Bisharp will go down to CC. Lucario will stay up, but his defenses go down. That's what I was meant to say. Yeah. I think I just called the game here because 2 of my guys went down. 2.5 guys are down. So I literally just had to say, you know what? I gotta call game here. I'm literally the reason why I'm stuck in this screen was to double check the speed tiers. 101. It turned out Thundy was 101 and Lucario was obviously like a 90. I just had to double check that on my end. I did not get the Y on Thunder Buddy. I was very upset. So that's just something to keep in mind when making nicknames moving forward, is just like the character limit, because Thunder is, I'm looking at this now, 4, 5, 6, 7, space is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I only get 12 characters. I only get 12 characters for freaking nicknames, which is unreal. Super unfortunate. Here comes the Gudra. Rocks would have been super nice if I bounced them back, but alas. I had to plot here because I live like one Ice Beam or whatever this thing wants to do. I had to plot here and hopefully Psychic crit. That was my win con right here. As we see Rock Slide do that much. So unfortunately I have to Psychic and hopefully crit. Here comes the Psychic. Do I crit? No. I do not. Dragon Claw hits me, so that way he doesn't miss Rock Slide. Fair play. And now I go to Hat here. I think it's like 2 Power Whips later, I like Draining Kiss the health back or something. I either Draining Kiss or Side Shock here. Yeah, I Side Shock here. Thinking that like it could be Vest and just magically lives a Draining Kiss, because that can happen. I also did this to lure in what's it called? The Hound. But here comes the Power Whip. I live on 42. I just Side Shock here instead of drain it back, because there was no way in me like, you know, bringing this back anytime soon. I think Glaceon takes the last 2 kills here. Yeah. Glaceon is just gonna take the last 2 kills here with Freeze Dry. Again, like, it was good. It was like way to out prep me. I think this was the only time, like usually I have a good idea of what people bring and things like that. I don't remember the last time where only 1 mom out of my predicted 6 came. Like, that's just, like, you can't say, oh, that's bad prep for not bringing the things you want. Like, I predicted Lando, I predicted Houndoom, I predicted Amoonguss, Slowbro, Toximus, Mag, and I only got Lando. So, because the thing is just like, those are the things that I would bring, you know, to stop Chi-Yu, right? That's why Chi-Yu didn't come. Mousehole didn't come because what? You have Rocky Helmet users in Lando and Slowbro. Like, I didn't want to deal with that stuff, you know? But I was just out-prepped, outplayed, outclassed. And what sucks too is like, this game was for Will to change the sprites on the dock, and I couldn't get it done. I should have played Dum Dum, but of course he had to break his switch like conveniently. Now, granted, Dum Dum's team was like Regieleki, Espathra. It was super annoying, but I knew that like I had a better shot at winning because I've seen Dum Dum play. Well, that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes, I guess. But GG's to Spookz. Well done, well played. Just gotta get back next week against the Dutch. So until I play Ninja Warrior, it's been your boy Eli the Rebel. Peace, man.